Hello, readers. Today we will be reading Shadows of Celestial Discord, the Chronicles of Unseen Realms, the gripping first installment of an otherworldly saga that plunges into the depths of cosmic turmoil. Delve into the riveting tale of Alex, a conduit for unfathomable powers granted by the enigmatic death god, as he unwittingly becomes a catalyst for chaos in a world balanced on the edge. Amidst the interplay of mortal ambitions and celestial interventions, Shadows of Celestial Discord intricately weaves a narrative laced with power struggles, redemption's fleeting hope, and the intricate dance of cosmic equilibrium. Traverse Alex's tumultuous journey as he grapples with newfound abilities, navigates the relentless pursuit of justice embodied by Detective Shark, and discovers a burgeoning love that challenges the very fabric of his existence. Prepare for an odyssey through the veiled dimensions, a saga where celestial whispers and cosmic forces entwine destinies. Witness the emergence of Emily, a beacon of innocence chosen to counterbalance the upheaval wrought by cosmic discord. As the cosmic fabric unravels, an imminent clash of powers sets the stage for an inevitable showdown, a prelude to the looming celestial war. Immerse yourself in a tale that transcends mortal comprehension, where shadows conceal cosmic truths and the line between chaos and order blurs. Shadows of Celestial Discord, the Chronicles of Unseen Realms beckons, a foreboding journey awaiting its destined sequel. Rain streaked down the car windows like tears from a grieving sky. I sat sandwiched between Mom and Dad, our laughter from earlier fading against the pounding storm. It was a rare moment of family joy, now a fragile memory. The city streets blurred past, the headlights casting fleeting glimmers in the rain. But then, a sudden flash of light in the rearview mirror shattered our peace, followed by the screech of tires tearing through the night. Before I could register the impending collision, our car careened, metal meeting metal with a deafening crash. Glass shattered, screams pierced the air, mingling with the drumming rain. In the chaos, my world tilted and twisted. Through the haze of shock, I saw shadowy figures approaching our wrecked car, their intentions sinister and cruel. I screamed for help, for mercy, but it was swallowed by the storm. And in a heartbeat, the sanctity of our family was torn apart. The glint of blades, the chilling laughter of those reveling in our terror, the images burned into my mind with searing intensity. No, stop. My voice cracked, a desperate plea amidst the chaos and horror. Then, amidst the darkness, a figure stood on the periphery, cloaked in an aura of malevolence. It watched, silent and unmoving, as if orchestrating a twisted symphony of tragedy. And then, a voice, chilling and otherworldly, slithered into my consciousness, its words an eerie whisper that bypassed the chaos. Embrace it, it urged, a haunting echo in the midst of my despair and anguish. Raindrops drummed a chaotic rhythm against my closed eyelids. Pain throbbed at the back of my skull, a relentless reminder of the chaos that had just unfolded. As consciousness flickered back, my eyes fluttered open to a disorienting blur of rain and darkness. Panic surged as I realized I wasn't amidst the wreckage. I lay on a cold, hard surface, trapped and bewildered. The memory slammed into me, the crash, the figures surrounding us, and then, darkness. I'd been taken, abducted by the malevolent gang that had shattered our lives. A faint light flickered in the distance, offering scant illumination in the suffocating chamber. Straining against unseen bindings, I tried to move, but my limbs felt heavy and restrained. Where am I? My voice echoed weakly, swallowed by the vastness of the unknown chamber. But there were no answers, only the haunting echoes of my own fear and confusion. I was alone, lost in a place shrouded in darkness, with no clue to what awaited me. And then, a piercing ache seared through my head, a sudden flashback of being struck from behind. Darkness consumed me once more, swallowing my senses and plunging me into unconsciousness. Awareness trickled back, a sluggish stream in the murky depths of my consciousness. The room remained unchanged, cold, dimly lit, and suffocatingly sterile. Footsteps approached once more, echoing with an unsettling rhythm. Figures emerged from the shadows, their faces concealed by masks that whispered of ominous intent. I struggled against the restraints, heart pounding with a desperate need to break free. Who are you? My voice wavered, edged with fear and defiance. Their response was silence, an unsettling void punctuated only by their methodical movements. My eyes darted around the room, fixating on cryptic symbols etched into the walls, a haunting reminder of the inexplicable circumstances surrounding me. As they departed, leaving me in solitude, a consuming sense of helplessness descended like an iron curtain. The symbols seemed to mock me, their enigmatic presence intensifying the confusion swirling in my mind. I wrestled with my thoughts, each passing moment a relentless onslaught of despair. Images of my parents' final moments tormented me, amplifying the growing darkness within. The ache in my head throbbed with the weight of indescribable rage and grief. In the depth of my anguish, a twisted resolve emerged. A fervent belief took root, a belief that I was meant for something greater, something powerful. The world had failed me, but I would become its reckoning. I will be its savior, I whispered, the words heavy with delusion and despair. A chilling certainty consumed me, a certainty that I would rise from this pit of darkness as a force to be feared. The notion of wielding power over evil festered within me, birthing a desperate thirst for retribution. Somewhere in the distance, a certain god was wandering the world. The ethereal plane hummed with a peculiar resonance, a symphony of energies echoing through the realms. As I traversed the boundaries between worlds, an unsettling disturbance tugged at the fabric of existence, drawing my attention. Intrigued, I followed the trail of chaotic energies that resonated with unmistakable despair and madness. It was a tempest of emotions, a cacophony that pierced the veil between realms. Descending into the mortal realm, I found myself in a chamber suffused with an aura of malevolent despair. Bound by unseen forces, a young man lay ensnared, his mind a tumultuous whirlpool of grief and delusion. Who are you to defy the natural order? I spoke, my voice a chilling resonance that reverberated through the chamber, addressing the young man with a gaze that pierced through the layers of his fractured psyche. He lifted his gaze, eyes ablaze with an unsettling fervor. I am the harbinger of justice, the hand that will cleanse this world of evil, he proclaimed, his words laced with a fervent madness. The weight of his delusions hung heavy in the air, swirling with an intensity that bordered on the edge of the abyss. It was an anomaly, a spark of madness that intertwined with an unquenchable thirst for power. You are but a vessel adrift in a sea of delusion, I countered, my words cutting through the haze of his fractured reality. Your path leads only to ruin and chaos. The young man's resolve hardened, his conviction unyielding. I will be the new god, the one who brings order to this chaotic world. A cold smile curved my lips, a sardonic amusement at the folly of mortal ambition. Your desperation has beckoned me, mortal. Your thirst for power shall be sated, but at a price that you cannot comprehend. The room felt charged, like something unseen was hovering close. I strained against my restraints, my thoughts a jumbled mess of desperation and determination. Suddenly, a figure appeared, shrouded in darkness. They had a strange appearance, but in my mind, they didn't seem as terrifying as they should have. You're searching for power, the figure said in a haunting voice that cut through my turmoil. I grinned, feeling strangely defiant. I'm after justice. I'll be the one to clean up this messed up world. The figure warned me about the dangers of seeking power without control, but I brushed it off. I won't listen to your warnings. I'll be the hero this world needs. Their appearance didn't bother me much. In my mind, it was like I couldn't see how ugly they were supposed to be. What is it you seek? The figure inquired, their voice carrying an air of curiosity. I launched into a fervent speech, my words spilling out in a rush. Revenge. I want to cleanse the world of all evil. Every rotten person should be wiped out. I'll be the force that purges this world of its darkness. The figure remained silent, a presence that seemed to absorb my fervor. Their chuckle resonated once more, a cryptic amusement in their tone. Very well, mortal. Your wish shall be granted. But remember, the path of vengeance leads to an abyss darker than you can imagine. Their words echoed ominously, but I was consumed by a distorted determination. This was my chance to rid the world of its malevolence. A whirlwind of sensations engulfed me, wrenching me from the confined chamber into a realm unseen. The boundaries of reality blurred, transporting me to an ethereal domain pulsating with radiant energies. Surrounded by celestial beings, their luminous forms shimmered with an otherworldly glow. I stood in their midst, a mortal amidst entities beyond mortal comprehension. Behold, one of the celestials proclaimed, their voice a symphony of harmonious tones. We gather to bestow upon this mortal the power he seeks. A circle formed around me, radiant energies converging in an intricate pattern. Symbols and sigils danced in the air, weaving a tapestry of cosmic resonance. I want the power to cleanse this world of evil, I declared fervently, my voice echoing in the celestial realm. The celestial beings exchanged knowing glances, their luminous gazes revealing a silent understanding. Laughter, soft and melodic, bubbled from their collective presence, a response to my fervor. Grant him the power to shape the fate of darkness, another celestial intoned, their voice resonating with ancient wisdom, but the undertone of amusement remained. The energy surged, enveloping me in a torrent of indescribable sensation. A surge of power coursed through my being, electrifying every fiber of my existence. It was an awakening, an infusion of cosmic might that transcended mortal bounds. As the ritual reached its zenith, a blinding light engulfed me, searing through my consciousness with a ferocious intensity. A surge of blinding light enveloped me, momentarily blurring my senses. As it faded, I found myself back in the chamber, still bound and disoriented. Had it all been a dream? The celestial realm, the ritual, the surge of cosmic power, was it nothing more than a figment of my fractured mind? I struggled against my restraints, the memory of celestial beings and their laughter hauntingly vivid in my thoughts. A strange mix of disappointment and relief washed over me, a peculiar blend of disbelief and acceptance. This can't be real, I muttered to myself, the events in the celestial realm feeling too fantastical to comprehend. The symbols etched on the chamber walls mocked my confusion, a silent testament to the inexplicable events that had unfolded. The laughter of the celestial beings lingered in the recesses of my mind, an unsettling echo that refused to fade. But reality remained unchanged. I was still bound, still trapped in this confounding situation. It felt like a dream slipping away, leaving behind a disconcerting uncertainty. As I struggled against the bindings, a flicker of doubt clouded my thoughts. Had I truly experienced the celestial realm, or was it merely a trick of my troubled mind? The room's silence shattered as the door burst open, revealing shadowy figures that advanced with ominous intent. Their presence invoked a sense of danger, their faces concealed beneath cruel masks. Well, look who's awake," sneered a voice from the group. "The little survivor from that car accident. What a shame about your dear parents." My heart pounded as their cruel words sliced through the air, dredging up memories of that fateful night. "You monsters," I growled, my voice trembling with rage and fear. "You have no idea what you've done." Laughter echoed in response, callous and mocking. They reveled in my anguish, relishing the pain they'd inflicted. "I pray your deaths are as merciless as possible," I seethed, unable to contain my anger. But before any more words could be exchanged, one of the men staggered, clutching his chest. Panic flickered in his eyes before he collapsed to the ground, gasping for breath. A shocked silence filled the room as the man convulsed briefly before an explosion of bright light enveloped him, leaving behind only a swirl of dissipating energy. Confusion and fear flashed across the faces of the remaining intruders, their confidence shaken by the inexplicable turn of events. The room fell into a stunned silence as the intruders grappled with the sudden and inexplicable demise of their companion. Fear danced in their eyes, a flicker of uncertainty clouding their confidence. "What have I done?" I murmured, my voice a tremor of uncertainty. The remaining intruders hesitated, exchanging nervous glances as my gaze bore into them. The urgency to escape this nightmarish situation clawed at my thoughts, urging me to take control. "Release me," I commanded, my voice firmer now, laced with a newfound authority. As the binds fell away, I stood free, grappling with the strange mix of fear and empowerment. A sense of dread lingered, a sobering reminder of the consequences of my unchecked desires. "I wish for your demise to be swift and just," I declared, my words a solemn decree against those who had inflicted pain upon me. The intruders stumbled backward, their faces twisted in horror, as if fate itself obeyed my command. A sudden silence fell upon the room as each intruder succumbed to a fate that mirrored the first, their forms convulsing before dissolving into a burst of inexplicable light. The room fell into an eerie calmness, shattered only by my rapid breaths. Confusion and fear gripped me, torn between the power I wielded and the horror of its consequences. "No," I murmured, grappling with the conflict within. "This isn't right. What have I become?" But as their faces twisted in agony, a part of me, overwhelmed by anger and grief, whispered, "They got what they deserved." Torn between the haunting reality of my actions and the tumultuous thoughts within, I staggered backward, my mind a battlefield of conflicting emotions. Haunted by the echoes of the events, I sought solace in solitude, grappling with the weight of my newfound abilities. The memories of those who met their untimely demise at my mere words tormented me, plunging me into an abyss of guilt and confusion. Days passed in a haze, each moment an agonizing struggle between the power I possessed and the moral responsibility that weighed upon me. I questioned the source of this power, the intent behind it, and my role in the grand design of things. In the quiet of the night, a realization emerged, a faint glimmer of understanding amidst the chaos within. If the cosmos bestowed this power upon me, there had to be a purpose, a reason beyond mere chaos and destruction. Glimpses of the events unfolded in my mind, and in that introspective moment, a resolve stirred within me. Maybe these powers weren't a curse, but a calling to right the wrongs that plagued the world. "I am the god of this world now," I whispered to the quiet of my room, a newfound determination flickering in my eyes. The belief that the celestial forces had chosen me to restore balance began to take root, providing a semblance of purpose amidst the turmoil. It wasn't about wielding power for personal gain, but for a higher cause, a cause that transcended my own fears and doubts. With each passing day, I delved deeper into understanding the scope of my abilities, seeking a way to harness them for a noble purpose. The conviction that these powers could be a force for good gradually replaced the tumultuous thoughts that once clouded my mind. As the Shadow Justice, Alex's alter ego became an embodiment of retribution. With each masked outing, a sinister thrill coursed through him, intoxicating his mind with a twisted sense of satisfaction. The power he wielded granted him a godlike authority, a control that seduced him, blurring the lines between justice and tyranny. The rush of manipulating fates, meting out his version of judgment, became an addiction he couldn't resist. The very notion of wielding absolute power twisted his thoughts, amplifying the darkest corners of his mind. His once turbulent emotions were now numbed by the exhilaration of his omnipotence. He reveled in the chaos he orchestrated, finding solace in the fear he instilled. The moniker of the Shadow Justice echoed like a haunting melody, feeding the delusion of his divine duty to cleanse the world. As whispers of the Shadow Justice spread through the city, a peculiar sentiment began to surface among certain factions of society. Some saw Alex's masked alter ego as a harbinger of change, an enigmatic force that struck fear into the hearts of those deemed responsible for societal ills. In hushed conversations and hidden corners, there were murmurs of approval. Some segments praised the vigilante's efforts, painting him as a necessary evil, a dark guardian purging the city of its corrupt elements. A cult of believers emerged, venerating the Shadow Justice as a symbol of retribution and cleansing. They justified his actions as a means to a greater end, applauding his ruthless pursuit of what they considered justice. The shadows concealed their gatherings, fervent discussions fueled by an unsettling reverence for the enigmatic figure. They hailed him as a savior, rallying behind the belief that his actions were necessary to rid the world of its afflictions. Yet, not everyone succumbed to this distorted admiration. Voices of dissent lingered, warning against embracing a force that wielded power with such unchecked authority. They raised questions about the morality of vigilante justice and the dangers of blindly accepting a narrative painted in shades of darkness. Despite the division, the fervor of the Shadow Justice movement continued to grow, casting a haunting shadow over the city, dividing its people between fear, reverence, and wary dissent. The night hung heavy with a sense of foreboding, a canvas painted with the silence of a city asleep. I moved through the deserted streets, hidden behind a mask that concealed both my identity and the turmoil within. In the distance stood the figure of the man I had deemed responsible for heinous crimes that scarred this city. His false sense of security was palpable, an illusion I was about to shatter. The time has come, my voice, distorted by the mask, reverberated through the stillness. With a focused gaze, I summoned the powers that coursed through me, a force beyond comprehension. The criminal's ignorance of the impending judgment was a fleeting comfort, an ignorance about to be shattered by unseen might. The verdict is delivered, I declared, my words heavy with the weight of a sentence handed down. In an instant, the invisible forces I commanded encircled the criminal, rendering him powerless against the judgment I was about to enact. Panic seized him as the inescapable grip of my unseen power tightened around him. I willed justice, or what I believed was justice, to be served. A surge of energy pulsed through him, a force he couldn't comprehend, and in an instant, he was consumed by an inexplicable power, leaving behind only dissipating light. As the echoes of my actions reverberated through the desolate night, I stood, a solitary figure amidst the aftermath of my retribution, a potent reminder of the unfathomable power I held. Amid the veil of uncertainty and clandestine whispers, the government agencies found themselves locked in a relentless pursuit, a quest to decipher the enigmatic occurrences that cast a haunting pall over the city. Unknown forces loomed, leaving behind a trail of inexplicable events that confounded even the most astute minds. The streets whispered tales of an unseen vigilante, the Shadow Justice, a name that ignited a fierce urgency within the halls of power. High-ranking officials, sequestered in dimly lit chambers, pored over a mosaic of reports, each piece adding to the puzzle they were desperate to solve. Their faces etched with frustration and worry, they debated theories, grappling with the unknown and the implications it held for their city. The Shadow Justice remained an elusive specter, their actions shrouded in mystery, leaving the government grasping at shadows. Surveillance footage yielded little, mere glimpses of a masked figure whose identity remained an impenetrable veil. Desperation mounted with each passing day as the city's unease grew palpable. The need to uncover the truth became an obsession, an urgency that permeated every corner of the government's efforts. Yet, despite their resources and resolve, the enigma surrounding the vigilante persisted, leaving the government in a state of anxious uncertainty, desperately seeking answers to a puzzle veiled in darkness. Alex paced his room, a cacophony of thoughts echoing within the confines of his mind. The desire for recognition gnawed at him. He needed the world to understand his cause, to recognize his vision of justice. "I need them to know," he muttered to himself, fingers tracing the edges of the mask that concealed his identity. With a resolve simmering beneath his uncertainty, he reached for his phone and began recording, every word calculated, every detail meticulously chosen. "This is a message to the city," his voice, masked and distorted, echoed through the room. "I am the Shadow Justice, the harbinger of retribution, the purveyor of righteous balance. I will cleanse this world of all evil. I only have one request, that the people of this city stand down as I do what I have been destined and called by the gods to do. If you do not stand down, I will be forced to kill you all as well." I spoke of my convictions, my belief in cleansing the city of its corrupt elements. My words were meticulous, crafted to portray an image of a force for good, a guardian intent on righting the wrongs that plagued society. "They need to understand," I muttered, the urgency in my voice betraying the desperation that fueled his actions. As I concluded the recording, a sense of anticipation tinged with anxiety washed over him. I sent the message to every major news station, a calculated move to introduce himself to a world that I believed needed his intervention. "I've done what's necessary," I murmured, the weight of his actions settling heavily upon me. "Now they'll understand." Within the secure confines of the government's crisis room, tension hung thick in the air. High-ranking officials huddled around a table strewn with reports and surveillance footage, their expressions etched with worry and determination. "We can't allow this to continue," one official muttered, frustration lacing their words. "The city's on the edge, and this vigilante's actions are exacerbating the situation." Just as their discussion reached a fervent pitch, a figure strode into the room, a sense of purpose exuding from every step. Clad in a tailored suit, the newcomer commanded attention, a legend among detectives, known only as Shark. Detective Shark, one of the officials greeted with a mix of relief and anticipation. "We need your expertise now more than ever. This vigilante, the Shadow Justice, is causing chaos, and we're at a loss." Shark's steely gaze surveyed the room, his reputation preceding him, an enigma in the world of crime-solving, whispered about in hushed tones among colleagues and adversaries alike. "I've dealt with formidable adversaries," Shark began, his voice a composed resonance that filled the room. "But this vigilante is a different breed. We need a new strategy." As the gravity of the situation settled upon them, Shark's resolve remained unwavering, a beacon of hope amidst the encroaching chaos. The stark glow of monitors illuminated a makeshift studio within a government facility. Detective Shark stood alongside government officials, their expressions grave, as they prepared to address the city and the elusive vigilante. "We are here today to address the Shadow Justice," Shark's voice, measured and resolute, resonated through the room. "Your actions have disrupted the city and jeopardized the very fabric of society." The officials flanked him, their tone echoing his seriousness. "Your pursuit of justice, though born from noble intentions, has led to chaos and fear," one official added, their voice tinged with urgency. Shark continued, "Your methods, while seeking to rectify the wrongs, only perpetuate more harm. We implore you, the Shadow Justice, to reconsider your course of action. Cease your activities and turn yourself in." The collective plea echoed a sentiment of concern and plea for resolution. "There are lawful means to seek justice," another official emphasized. "Your actions are spiraling out of control, and they will only lead to greater tragedy." The gravity of their collective appeal hung in the air, a final call for reason amidst the escalating turmoil caused by the vigilante's relentless pursuit of justice. Detective Shark stood in a room adorned with charts and evidence boards, addressing a camera directly. His gaze, steely and unwavering, conveyed the seriousness of the situation. To the individual known as the Shadow Justice, Shark began, his voice carrying the weight of authority. "I speak not as a foe, but as a voice of reason amidst chaos." He paused, his words carefully chosen. "Your pursuit, however noble the intent, has ignited unrest. The police, the government, they cannot stand by and permit this recklessness to continue unchecked." His expression softened, a hint of empathy in his eyes. "Your actions, while driven by your perception of justice, risk spiraling into a conflict that will bring no resolution, only more suffering." Shark's tone shifted, firm but not threatening. Understand this, the authorities have a responsibility to maintain order. They will pursue all avenues to resolve this situation peacefully. But if your actions persist, they will have no choice but to respond in kind. He concluded, a plea woven into his final words. I urge you, reconsider your path. There are ways to seek justice within the confines of law and order. Your actions may lead to dire consequences for yourself and those around you. Alex watched the government's address with a mixture of frustration and disbelief. The plea for him to halt his actions didn't sit well with him. It was a stark contrast to his own conviction of bringing justice to the city. They just don't understand, he muttered, pacing the confines of his room. His frustration simmered beneath the surface, a tumultuous sea of emotions threatening to engulf him. The video played on a loop in his mind, their words a discordant symphony that clashed with his ideals. They think they have the answers, he muttered, his voice tinged with bitterness. But they're blind to the truth. The weight of their disagreement bore down on him, an unwelcome realization that his vision of justice clashed with the very institutions meant to uphold it. His intentions, though born from a desire to cleanse the world, felt misunderstood, rejected. They'll see, he murmured, a glint of determination in his eyes. I'll show them the truth. They'll understand. Alex's eyes fixated on the video message, dissecting every word spoken by the officials and the enigmatic figure known as Detective Shark. The mention of this new player piqued his curiosity, a detective with a reputation shrouded in mystery. Who is the Shark? He muttered, frustration and curiosity intertwining in his mind. The mere mention of the name stirred a new wave of annoyance within him, a vexation at the interference of another unknown force in his quest for justice. They think they can stop me, he scoffed, a hint of irritation evident in his voice. The Shark, the government, they're blind to what needs to be done. Yet beneath the veneer of annoyance lay a flicker of curiosity. Who was this detective capable of standing against the might of his actions? The mystery surrounding Shark gnawed at his thoughts, planting a seed of begrudging interest. They'll see, he muttered, the determination resurfacing amidst the whirlwind of emotions. Their interference won't deter me. I'll make them understand, one way or another. His resolve solidified, but the presence of this new adversary, Detective Shark, lingered in his mind, a puzzle he couldn't ignore. In the heart of the government's command center, officials gathered around a table adorned with case files and scattered evidence. Murmurs of speculation filled the air, each official grappling with the enigma of the shadow justice. We need to consider every possibility, one official emphasized, urgency lacing their words. This vigilante's identity could be anyone, an unknown individual driven by an unorthodox sense of justice. The discussions echoed theories, each more elusive than the last. Suspicions swirled around potential candidates, but certainties were scarce in the face of the shadowy figure's actions. Amidst the discourse, Detective Shark stepped forward, a silent observer absorbing the myriad of speculations. His expression betrayed a hint of contemplation, a mind meticulously dissecting the puzzle at hand. I've encountered puzzles of myriad complexities, Shark interjected, his voice cutting through the cacophony of theories. But this vigilante eludes us in a way that's unsettling. The officials turned their attention to the acclaimed detective, a sense of anticipation lingering in the air. Shark's reputation preceded him, an intellect unmatched in the world of crime-solving. With a methodical precision, Detective Shark delved into the evidence. His scrutiny unearthed minute details that had eluded the scrutiny of others, the markings of a mind honed by countless cases and unparalleled intuition. There's something here, he murmured, a glint of intrigue flashing in his eyes. A pattern, perhaps. We've been looking in the wrong direction. The revelation hung in the air, a discovery that promised to unravel the enigma of the shadow justice, a testament to the detective's unparalleled prowess. In the heart of the investigation room, Detective Shark meticulously examined an array of collected evidence. His trained eye darted across photographs, documents, and cryptic messages left behind by the shadow justice. As he scrutinized a series of seemingly unrelated incidents, a pattern emerged, a trail of justice-seeking actions aligned with a singular motive. There's a connection, Shark murmured, a spark of realization brightening his otherwise stoic expression. A consistent thread binding these seemingly random acts. With meticulous precision, he pieced together the puzzle, a trail of justice that transcended conventional boundaries. Each action, each target, linked by a hidden code, a vigilante's quest to right the wrongs plaguing the city. It's not about vengeance, Shark muttered, the revelation dawning upon him. It's about something deeper, a profound sense of responsibility. The detective's insight unveiled a profound truth: the actions of the Shadow Justice weren't arbitrary. They were a response to a systemic flaw, a desperate attempt to rectify a larger injustice. In that moment of clarity, Detective Shark, renowned for his perceptive prowess, understood the complexities behind the vigilante's actions, the driving force behind the shadowy figure that haunted the city's night. The weight of their investigations presses on me, a tightening noose inching closer every passing day. They're probing, prying into my realm of justice. The government, the authorities, they're getting too close for comfort. The city's cries for help echo in my ears, a constant reminder of the work left undone. They don't understand the urgency, the necessity of my actions. The city needs me, now more than ever. Every step is calculated, every intervention precise. I move through the shadows, my cloak billowing behind me like a silent vow. I cannot falter, not now. The injustices, they suffocate the streets, an affliction poisoning every corner. I must act more frequently, more decisively. The government may be onto me, but the city can't wait. Each night becomes a whirlwind of interventions, my pursuit of justice escalating with every passing hour. They call it reckless, but they don't see the rot festering within these streets. My actions were bolder, my resolve unyielding. I strike swiftly, vanquishing those I deem responsible for perpetuating this chaos. I am justice, the harbinger of their retribution. The night draped over the city, a canvas for my unwavering determination. Each step resonated with purpose, my cloak fluttering behind me like a silent ally in the darkness. The alleys, my domain, the stage for justice. Cornering the perpetrator, I stood resolute, my voice a commanding echo in the silent night. This is justice, I proclaimed, my words an assertion of righteousness against the backdrop of the city's injustices. But unknown to me, in the shroud of shadows, an unseen observer lingered, the death god, an entity concealed from my vigilant eyes. Oblivious to his presence, I carried out my decree, my actions driven by a fervor for rectification. As I intervened, swift and decisive, the weight of my purpose bore down upon the streets. Unbeknownst to me, chaos danced in the wake of my righteousness, a consequence I failed to foresee. Yet in the silence, a chilling laughter echoed, cutting through the night. Mocking, indifferent, the death god's spectral voice resonated. You are but a pawn, blinded by your misguided pursuit. The laughter, hauntingly indifferent, sent shivers down my spine, a disconcerting tremor amidst my conviction. But consumed by my resolve, I pressed on, unaware of the unforeseen turmoil left in my wake. From the celestial realms, I, the death god, observed the chaos with a mixture of fascination and concern, a paradox of emotions that stir within me. The turmoil inflicted upon the mortal realm by Alex's unwavering determination both intrigues and worries me. There's an undeniable allure in the discord he brings, a primal satisfaction in the upheaval, the dance of mortals, their lives entwined in a grand tapestry of chaos. Yet, amidst the delight of pandemonium, a pang of concern tugs at my essence. The balance, the delicate equilibrium upon which existence teeters, threatened by the fervor of a mortal consumed by a misguided mission. In my realm, chaos is both a symphony and a cacophony, a force to be harnessed and feared. Alex, in his zealous pursuit of rectification, disturbs the cosmic order, an unwitting player in a game far beyond his comprehension. The mortal world hails him as a hero, an agent of change, blind to the threads he tangles, the consequences he ignites, and the impending reckoning between human intent and divine authority. As the chaos unfolds, I, the death god, find myself drawn to this mortal's audacity, an audacity mirrored in my appreciation for the chaos he unknowingly orchestrates. But beneath this fascination lies a looming concern, an apprehension for the ultimate balance that teeters on the precipice, threatened by the relentless actions of a mortal who unknowingly toys with the cosmic laws. As the city simmered in the aftermath of chaotic interventions, Detective Shark, shrouded in mystery, delved deeper into the labyrinth of clues. His investigation, fueled by meticulous precision, inched closer to unraveling the enigma that was the Shadow Justice. Documents sprawled across the detective's desk, a puzzle of photographs, witness accounts, and cryptic symbols left behind at the scenes. Each lead meticulously scrutinized, each detail analyzed with unwavering focus. Meanwhile, amidst the chaos, Alex, the vigilant shadow, evaded close brushes with discovery. A cat-and-mouse game ensued, a dance between pursuit and evasion. The government's scrutiny heightened, their pursuit more determined, yet Alex remained elusive, skirting the edges of exposure with a calculated finesse. Detective Shark, renowned for his tenacity, drew nearer to the elusive truth, each revelation a step closer to piercing the veil of secrecy shrouding the vigilant shadow. In a parallel existence, Alex maneuvered through the city's shadows, a vigilant guardian teetering on the edge of discovery. His encounters with authority, fleeting yet dangerously close, a testament to his cunning and perilous escapades. As the investigation intensified and the government's pursuit became relentless, the tension in the city mounted, a city caught between the pursuit of truth and the vigilante's unyielding mission. The night was veiled in shadows, and as I sought to right the city's wrongs, a chilling encounter unfolded. A little girl, innocent and wide-eyed, stumbled upon my vigilant pursuit. Her gaze, a stark contrast to the darkness around us, bore witness to my mission. Concern mingled with urgency as I reached out to reassure her, to shield her from the grim reality that surrounded us. But in that fleeting moment of connection, an unseen force surged, a celestial energy, potent and undeniable. A force beyond my reckoning pushed against me, a barrier that defied mortal understanding. I staggered backward, stunned and bewildered, as the little girl, now frightened, fled into the night, leaving me in a state of bewildered shock. The celestial energy intensified, a warning, a stark reminder of cosmic laws that governed existence. The weight of unseen forces bore down upon me, an overwhelming power that I couldn't comprehend. Amidst the darkness, an unforeseen collision unfolded, my relentless pursuit halted by an unyielding celestial force. Helpless and overcome, I succumbed to the crushing blow of this celestial power, consciousness slipping away amidst the shadows I once commanded. As the night enveloped me, I grappled with the inexplicable forces that had cast me into the realm of the unconscious, a collision between my mortal intent and the cosmic authority that governed all existence. From the transcendent realms, I, the death god, bore witness to the unfolding drama, the vigilant shadow, Alex, thwarted by a force beyond mortal understanding. But it wasn't my doing. It was the interference of another, the god of life. As Alex ventured forth, his mortal intent driving him toward another intervention, the god of life, guardian of existence's vitality, intervened, a celestial force disrupting the cosmic balance I reveled in orchestrating. The god of life, with an unyielding resolve, halted Alex's pursuits, a celestial hand intervening in mortal affairs, disrupting the intricate chaos I relished seeing unfurl. It irked me, the interference of a counterpart meddling in the tapestry of mortal existence. A flicker of frustration coursed through me, for the god of life, with his insistence on order and vitality, dared to impede my instrument of chaos, the vigilant shadow that sought to disrupt the status quo. In this cosmic play, where life and death danced in harmony, the god of life's intervention stirred a discordant note, a reminder of the constant tug-of-war between our cosmic domains, a conflict as old as existence itself. Yet, as Alex lay halted by the god of life's intervention, a ripple of displeasure surged within me, an indignation at the disruption of the chaos instrument I had meticulously woven into mortal affairs. The celestial presence enveloped me, unveiling the god of death, a spectral figure draped in shadows yet exuding cosmic authority. His form emanated an otherworldly energy, an embodiment of darkness and power that stirred both awe and wariness within me. Seeking power, I voiced, a mix of curiosity and hesitation coloring my words. Ah, my mortal seeker, craving the dominion over chaos, the god of death's voice resonated, a peculiar warmth beneath the celestial authority, offering greater power. Together, chaos wielded. As cosmic energy surged, a palpable surge of power swept through me, an intoxicating allure tinged with unsettling gravity. This enigmatic offer blurred the boundaries between ambition and celestial dominion. What cost? I ventured, a flicker of uncertainty in my tone. Ah, but a partnership forged, mortal ally, the death god spoke, an air of understanding infusing his ethereal words. Between your fervent ambitions and the cosmic dominion, chaos orchestrated. Understanding dawned within me, a realization of the unseen celestial conflicts that shaped existence. The death god's revelation resonated, unveiling a cosmic stage where life and death engaged in their eternal dance. Acceptance settled, a hesitant embrace of this partnership that bridged my mortal aspirations and the enigmatic powers that beckoned. I accept, I affirmed, a mix of determination and trepidation coloring my voice. A faint, enigmatic smile played across the death god's spectral visage, an acknowledgement of my choice, a silent understanding of the cosmic pact sealed between mortal will and celestial authority. In the celestial expanse, a disquiet stirred within the god of life, a dissonance echoing amidst the cosmic harmony. The relentless pursuit of chaos by both the death god and unwitting mortal, Alex, disrupted the delicate balance woven into the tapestry of existence. Unbeknownst to the god of life, a misconception veiled the celestial understanding, the belief that the death god's actions were solely his doing. The death god's host, a mortal conduit for chaos, remained hidden from the celestial gaze, shrouded in enigmatic secrecy. Amidst this cosmic turmoil, an unforeseen event unfolded, the selection of a mortal host by the god of life, a vessel unknowingly chosen to counterbalance the upheaval. A mortal, yet to be revealed, emerged as a beacon of life's essence and balance amidst the tumult. As Alex and the death god disrupted the celestial order, the chosen mortal, unassuming and pure in heart, bore within them the latent vitality of life, poised to inadvertently restore balance to the teetering cosmic scales. In the cosmic crossroads where life and death converged, a pivotal decision emerged, an unwitting mortal host chosen to embody life's vitality and act as a counterbalance to the perceived chaos caused by the death god and Alex. The celestial scales trembled, poised on the precipice of intervention, a decision clouded by misconceptions and hidden truths, yet harboring the unforeseen potential to restore cosmic harmony. Within the cosmic expanse, the life god sought out Emily, drawn to her innocence and untainted spirit. Emily, the celestial voice echoed, resonating with a gentle familiarity. Your past is intertwined with cosmic encounters, a moment hidden from conscious memory. As the echoes of the past reverberated, the life god unraveled the hidden chapters of Emily's existence. You were the little girl who encountered the tumultuous forces unleashed by another, the celestial being explained, recounting the cosmic shield that had sheltered her innocence from chaos. Your purity stood amidst the chaos, untouched by the unchecked powers that rippled through the world, the life god continued, his ethereal presence revealing the unseen past. In the cosmic crossroads where life and death converged, the life god presented a proposal veiled in cosmic significance. Emily, I seek a conduit, a vessel to embody life's essence and counterbalance the upheaval caused by unchecked chaos, the celestial entity explained. A moment of cosmic significance unfolded, the weight of the universe's balance resting upon her young shoulders. Will you be the vessel to counterbalance the imbalance caused by the death god? The life god asked, the cosmic fate hanging in the balance. After moments of contemplation, Emily's tender voice resonated with resolve. I accept, she murmured, her innocence embracing a destiny that intertwined with the cosmic forces at play. The world buzzed with an unfamiliar energy, a resonance that jolted through the fabric of existence, sending shivers down my spine. The newfound power coursing through me, granted by the death god, heightened my senses to the celestial symphony. The cosmos stirs, Alex, the death god's voice resonated within my being, a cold yet compelling presence that had become intertwined with my essence. I feel it, I responded, my voice echoing with a newfound authority. The forces at play, the emerging symbols, and the looming confrontation sent a surge of anticipation through me. Detective Shark's pursuit lingered on the fringes of my consciousness, a relentless force seeking to unravel the chaos I wielded, a challenge I couldn't ignore. Amidst this cosmic cacophony, an unfamiliar celestial force disrupted the established order, a presence that dared challenge the chaos we'd wrought upon the world. This new symbol, the death god's voice, slithered with intrigue, a disruption in our carefully spun chaos. It won't stand, I declared, a mixture of determination and uncertainty clouding my thoughts. The challenge presented by this unknown entity piqued both my curiosity and wariness. This is merely the prelude, the death god murmured, a foreboding resonance vibrating in our shared consciousness. A sense of foreboding settled upon me, the realization that this was but the beginning, a preface to a celestial war that loomed ominously on the horizon.